Well, let's go ahead and transition to NFL.
All right. So this is gonna be a football sandwich going on here because we got a lot to catch up on. So back in week 11, we had the number 8 at that time, the number 8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to the number 3 Buffalo Bills, and they took a smackdown, 44-32. Josh Allen put on a Superman cape and counted for 6 touchdowns in that game. But the question I have for you guys here is, what do you think is the true playoff ceiling for the Bucks and the Bills, given what we've seen? And again, this is a Saturday pod, so the Bills have just played in their Week 12 matchup, and they lost to the Houston Texans. I think it was 23-19. So on one hand, the Bills look great, and Josh Allen looks great and like an MVP, and then they turn around the next week and they bobble the bag.
So
As far as
this is sorry, I mean this is what makes me sick. Like I just pay attention to how the sports media and what they say about Josh Allen compared to the rest of the NFL quarterbacks. It it makes me
okay,
sick. So Houston, let's just talk about the Houston game because that's the most recent one. Houston copied basically the game plan from the Chiefs and how to beat the Bills. If you watch that game, don't be fooled. Josh Allen did not look good throwing the ball at all,
hmm
at all. So I just I don't see it going when he gets to the playoffs and he's going to be up against the Chiefs or whoever. If he can't throw the rock around the yard, because like if you look at it, look, I went back and looked. Most of his passing yards came from busted coverages where
yes,
he's found somebody where they didn't cover the right person and he hit them. What you're supposed to do as a quarterback, you shouldn't get knocked for that. But I'm talking about tight window throws, reading the defenses, going through your whole entire progressions. He doesn't really do that, and it's going to catch up to his ass. And the Texans exposed that a little more this year. So to answer your question, I think no, I wouldn't buy any stock in the Bills getting to the Super Bowl, let alone a championship game.
all I'll say is this: as far as the Bills are concerned, I think the I think the people that are most mad about the Bills are anybody who had future bets on them going into the season. Because if you looked at their schedule in August, you would have said, "Oh my God, they should have 13, 14 wins easy." Like the way it lined up, like how many games between quote unquote tough opponents going into those games, it was like there's no way they should walk out of this season with no more than 3 losses. That's the way a lot of people bet on them, and it has completely gone off the rails. And honestly, I think Sean McDermott needs to be looking at, change of address slips, because this is very disappointing. This is a very disappointing turnout so far. And as far as and just a little bit a pivot for the Bucks too, I, eh, thank God they're in a mediocre division, because I think they're a first round exit too. Honestly,
Man.
I I don't know what you guys are smoking. I I mean, I think Josh Allen's a top 5. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. I mean, and his
okay,
stats back it up. So even in a loss last week or this week, he had a pretty decent game. So I mean, he's got 9 interceptions this year. That's a lot, but you can't always blame interceptions on him. So I didn't see all 9 of them. I don't know if like it was poor throws or if they were tips or what, but if you just look at his stats, he's had another impressive season this year.
No,
So,
again, for that game though, his game, like most of his yardage came from busted coverages. That's it.
well,
yeah.
you still have to see those and
Yeah, I
throw into
know.
those windows. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
That's why I want to be fair, but at the same time, I just want to point out that it's not like he's going over there and throwing it all across the yard in tight
I
windows. And
I'm I mean, he's got the 2nd most passing yards in the league. That can't all be busted coverages.
look, look who they've played, bro. They played some shit teams, man. They have had some shit defenses, but
Lots of
I've
good
watched.
quarterbacks that have played shit teams. I'm just saying, like, his stats are too good for him to just be a fluke. And this is his what? How many
He's
years has he
in.
been in the league? Like 6? Is it his 6th year, 7th year?
I want to say 6 year, yeah,
Because he was drafted, what, 2018, something like that?
2018. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, if this was his second year in the league, maybe he had a point, but I mean, he just keeps doing it every year. Eh, to answer your question, your original question, I think that the Bills could make a pretty deep run, like conference final, something like that this year.
Okay.
The Bucks, I think their window is a little bit lower. I think maybe they could win a playoff game, like a wild card game or something like that. But they've just got too many injuries, and even though they look pretty good, and sometimes they just completely fall apart. So yeah, my whole thing is, I think Josh Allen is a legit top 5 quarterback in the league. Anytime you have a top 5 quarterback in the league, you've got a chance in the playoffs, unless you're just in a god awful team. So yeah, I would say their ceiling is conference final. I'm not saying they're going to make that. I'm just saying that would be their ceiling. And then the Bucks, I think they're just too injured this year. They're not going to make it past the wild card or something like that.
I will say, just to push back a little bit, like, yes, overall, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league, like overall. But for 2025, he has not been. And the thing that should be most concerning for anybody is that he had 1 interception coming out of September. He had 3 interceptions coming out of October. And so far in November, he has 5 interceptions. Now, that's not good. That's not the path that you want to set for yourself going to a playoff run, especially when you're in a different plane now because you're MVP now. You have an MVP award in your back pocket now, right? So you're judged differently. Much like how we talk about Lamar here on this show a lot, and he gets a lot of criticism, and it's well deserved because you're an MVP. Your expectations are set accordingly, and if you had the same cast of characters last year and you put up monster numbers, and you had those same dudes this year, and you're not doing as well. Now, why is that? Now, should you have seen some improvement out of your wide receivers? You should have, but they're not. But you still got to work with what you have. And James Cook is a hell of a running back. He's earning his money. Now, it's just the unexplicable losses. Like the Atlanta game. I'm like, what the hell was that? Like that was, to me, that was the first red flag for me. Like you come to Atlanta and you throw 2 picks like that, like, dude, like, that's not good. Then you lose to Miami. Like, what the hell? Like, that's unacceptable, dude. So
It's weird.
yeah, you still got to play the Patriots. You're not looking up at the Patriots at this point. You play them again, but I think they have 2 or 3 wins up on you now. So the worst you can, you're pretty much looking at a wild card team at this point. So now that means you got to go on the road to beat somebody. And the last few times you've been on the road has not been good. You lost at Houston, you lost at Miami, and your last road win was against Carolina. But before that, you went to Atlanta and you went to bed. So that's not very encouraging. But this is supposed to be your MVP, though, right?
I mean, again, like Lamar Jackson has the highest passer rating at 115, and Josh Allen's is only at like 101.6. So it's not like he's like leagues behind in passer rating versus like the top quarterbacks in the league. Sure, it's a
No.
down year for him, but that still puts him upper middle tier. And when he's on,
Yes.
he's one of the best QBs in the league, if not the best QB in the league. So
Yes.
that's why I said their ceiling is like conference finals. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's a potential always for them to get that high because they have Josh Allen.
Right. But I guess this is definitely goes into another conversation we can have later on. But when you're now in the top 10 of highest paid players, right? So with the way the salary cap works, it's very hard to have a championship team when you're now taking up 17, 18, 19% of your salary cap. That's hard to do. So you're going to be expected to elevate the players that are around you and expect to work everything else out, around them. So at some point, you got to get over the hump here, right?
So what's the highest the Bills have made with Josh Allen?
What's that?
Conference? Is it conference finals?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
their shining moment was the conference championship against the Chiefs, where there was the 18 seconds left or whatever like that, and they changed the rules in overtime. Like that's like of this. No, it's like of this era of Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. Like that was their highest point, and Tyreek Hill killed it for them. But
Yeah.
the problem is, Tyreek Hill left. He went to Miami, and Buffalo still hasn't gotten back. That's the problem. You got a playoff loss against Joe Burrow. You had, and then the subsequent times that you've gone up against Patrick Mahomes, you lost. So it's like, now the Chiefs are at their absolute weakest that we have ever seen, and this is what you're putting up. Like, dude, you got to crack it open when you have the chance.
I don't know. I just say go watch the rest of the year and see. But sometimes stats can lie to you.
That they can mislead. They can mislead sometimes. They can mislead, but I don't know who they got.
I'm gonna rename myself. Stats never lie.
So, okay, well, but I think. Well, Mr. Raider, you didn't give us your take about the Bucks here. What do you think their ceiling is?
I think they could. If Baker's still behind center, I think they can go to the conference championship. I really do.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think their defense is solid enough. Their offense is pretty good. They're getting some of their players back that were hurt. They still have more injured players, but I think they have a solid chance, man. I really do.
Okay. Well, we'll go to the next game. So last week it was the number 6 Seattle Seahawks. They went to the number 1 Rams, and the Rams won 21-19, but the score is not indicative how the game was. Sam Darnold looked like he saw a ghost that night.
Yeah.
I think he had 4 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, and it was basically a blowout from opening tip. So, but the question I have for the group here is, will Sam Darnold repeat 2024 this year?
As far as like stat wise or
Basically,
wins, or
yeah. So basically, he puts up spectacular numbers until they go up against playoff teams going towards the end of the season, and he wets the bet, and there'll be a first round exit.
I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus, so
You've been pretty good so far.
yeah. I think he's gonna have a really good back game this week. He's gonna bounce back just fine against Tennessee. So
yeah.
Well, you hope so, because
If you don't,
yeah.
let it. Dude, Seattle might trade for Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Well, I'm not going that far, but yeah, they do have a few weeks where they don't play a top tier opponent, but the problem is they still got to play the Rams again, and it seems like Sam Darnold has not fared well, at least the last few years against the Rams. Like his performances have not been great. I'm pulling it up right now. He's been, let's see, 24. He had against the Rams. So let's see. He lost against them. He was 18-25, 240, 2 touchdowns. Okay. So he didn't do terrible, but he took 3 sacks, but he still ended up losing the game. And I think he had a fumble in that game too. Yep, he did. So he did lose a fumble in that game, and it cost them. And now he's played them this year. Now he's gone significantly worse. So look, he was the reason why I traded JSN in fantasy. I still regret it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I bet you do. But I don't have a lot of faith in Sam Darnold. I mean, it's very hard for a leopard to change his stripes. And unfortunately, when you make a statement saying you saw ghosts, I'm sorry, it's hard to escape from that. No matter what type of offensive genius you put in front of them to cover up their warts. So,
I mean, if you look at his QBR, he's had some solid weeks leading up to this. I mean, he had statistically his worst game, obviously with 4 interceptions last week. And I think he's going to bounce back and have a great week this week. So I just don't think you can really tell until the end of the season and see how he does, because he's had some pretty great games against good teams. So, I don't know. I think he's not a top tier QB, but he's not terrible either. I mean, he's Sam Darnold. It's it's like nobody's saying the dude's going to take over the world, but
And keep in mind, this dude was drafted when he was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely turned 21. So he was, and that's what's starting, 2 years in college, I think. So
Yeah.
he has talent, man. You don't stick around that long if you don't have some sort of talent, even as a backup, right? Because, like, look at what's his fucking name, who's still in the league, and he's been a lifelong back. Oh, shit. Let's just go to Dan Orlovsky. He was a backup for like 12 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's possible. You can have a long career if you're at least decent,
Yeah. If you can learn the playbook, you can have a place. And you know what? Being a top 5 pick or being a number 1 overall pick, you can have some longevity just because,
Yeah.
He did play for USC. That is a knock against him.
No, it's not. Watch it. Watch it.
You can never trust those USC QBs. Just
hey,
I don't think you can. Carson
I'm
Palmer,
not going
anybody?
that far.
Carson Palmer.
Butt
You think
fumble,
Carson
anybody?
Palmer was a scrub?
Butt fumble.
Well, I was going to say. I was going to say Mark Sanchez is not helping your. He's not.
No, that's why I didn't mention his name. I said Carson Palmer. I didn't say Matt Leinart. I said Carson Palmer.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's funny. You skipped a couple quarterbacks before.
Yeah, I was about to say. There's a few.
Yeah. I had to reach back. The dude ain't even played. He hadn't played the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah. Funny. He's the only one that has a good reputation left. It's like,
I can't really say anything. The last NFL quarterback from Arkansas got a habit and got off the league. So,
yeah. Oh, that's
Ryan Mallett. I think that's
Ryan Mallett.
Yeah. Get a cannon for an arm and a hell of a nose for the white powder.
Had a vacuum cleaner for a nose.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, the last game of week 11 that hurt my heart the most. Number 5, Detroit Lions. They went to the Philadelphia Eagles and lost 16-9. I'm not going to give my commentary about the Lions just yet, but I'm going to start with this question: are the Eagles just fucking with all of us to keep themselves from being bored through the regular season? I mean, it's just I'm so sick and tired. Like, oh my god. The owner talked to A.J. Brown about this. Oh, A.J. Brown said this. Oh, A.J. Brown said drop him in all fantasy leagues because he's just not getting the ball. A.J. Brown's just so tired of this. Oh, does Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have a good relationship? And I'm just so I'm done. I'm so done with the damn Eagles.
But how much is that the Eagles, or how much is that just the media?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
It could be, but it's just. I don't know. It's just the way they look. Is it aesthetically pleasing? Absolutely not. But I just thank God for their defense. I'll say that much. If it wasn't for their defense, they wouldn't be 8-2. They'd probably be more like 6-4, 5-5, or something like that. The way their offensive game plan is, and the way to deploy their offensive skill players is not great. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And now they lost Lane Johnson for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, I think. So that's not very promising.
Yeah,
but
good luck with that.
Yeah. But please answer the question before I go into the Lions and how they screwed it up.
Yeah, I mean, they're a real team, but their QB's holding them back. I mean, I really don't like Jalen Hurts. I think he's a mediocre QB. I mean, he's 19th in passing yards, 13th in passing touchdowns. His QBR is ranked 15th, so he's right in the middle of the league. He's just not a.
What's his TD to interception ratio?
His one thing is I think he's only got 1 interception for the year. So that's good. He takes care of the ball. That's good. But he also holds on to the ball too much. I think he's one of the top QBs for getting sacked. So, but yeah, if you don't pass the ball, it's hard to get it intercepted. So, you know,
That's
so
true
good on him
too.
for that, you know.
Limit the opportunities.
Yeah, you
That's
limit
right.
the opportunities, yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just not a big fan. I think if the Eagles had a better QB, then you'd have a dynasty on your hands. I don't know what you got right now. So, their offense just isn't great, so their defense is pretty good. So, if they can live off their defense and if Jalen Hurts can give them enough to get them over the hump, maybe they can repeat. I don't know. So,
I don't know, it's tough. I don't know. I don't think if they don't figure this offense out, just much like the Bills, right? If they don't figure their offense out before they get into the playoffs, I don't see them being able to beat the Chiefs or some of these other teams that can actually throw the rock around everywhere.
yeah, I
I,
agree.
I just, I just
They're gonna come
really,
across an explosive offense, and I just
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
Jalen Hurts can keep up in a shootout.
yeah. I don't think so either. And I have him on my fantasy team, so
Mhm.
he's my only healthy quarterback.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. The rest of
Um,
them are on IR. Well, except for Shador Sanders, but he's getting his first start tomorrow. So he's on my taxi squad, but
Are we
I
gonna talk
digress.
about that? Is that on the list of things to talk about?
Yeah,
Because I
we can
wanna
talk
talk
about
about that
whatever we
game.
want, man. It's our show.
yeah.
Whatever we
Yeah.
want.
What
Yeah.
You know what
what
I'm
We,
saying?
so
we can split
obviously
this up into 3 podcasts if we need to. We'll
Yeah.
do
obviously
that.
yeah, obviously he got thrown into the Viper Den last week, right?
Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
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 But this week
Shame
he's
on
playing
Stefanski.
this week he's playing against your Raiders, right?
Yeah.
So
And I,
so so
and
what
I
do you
think
think?
Russ is going to
What's your
that game,
prediction,
actually.
man? Because I know you're a Shador fan, but he's playing
Yeah.
against the
So
Raiders.
uh, all right, I'm gonna be real. Like, I want him to have a killer fucking game. I want
Okay.
him to have 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. I want him to have such a good game that Tom Brady has to answer fucking questions about Shador Sanders for the rest of the season.
Mm,
And I want us
mm.
also to lose that game to put even more pressure on that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. On that wannabe owner. I can't get this fool out
Minority
my
owner.
life.
He's a minority
Um,
owner, sir.
yeah, minority owner was whatever, sitting in the box with a headset on and shit like you gonna do something, bro. Get out of here. But I want him to do well, man. Only because there's so much hate on this young man. He hasn't said anything controversial. He hasn't mistreated anybody, from what I know.
Yeah.
He goes in there like this is what I don't understand. If is when Joe Flacco was there, Joe Flacco was getting most of the starting reps, but
Mhm,
Stefanski made sure that Dylan Gabriel got a couple of those reps too,
mhm,
right? And then they
mhm.
traded Flacco, and then Dylan Gabriel's the number one, who's a rookie, and then they got the number two, Shador Sanders, who's a rookie, and you don't give Shador Sanders at least 3 or 4 reps of practice, like the first time the offensive line hurt his cadence was that game. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. You are, as Stephen A. Smith says, he is a 2-time coach of the year. He should know what he's fucking doing. And to have Shador go into that game unprepared, it was just I was blown away. So I'm hoping that he does well against my Raiders for some selfish reasons and for some personal ones too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
to your point, I I think I'm saying this right. His first NFL completion was to Cedric Tillman. That was his first NFL completion, and that was the first time he'd ever thrown a football to Cedric Tillman.
Not only
He'd
him,
never thro
Jerry Judy as well. He threw towards Jerry Judy. Jerry Judy caught it. He's like, that's the first time I've ever thrown to him. I'm like, are you
yeah,
serious?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's hard to get a rhythm when you're throwing to people for the very first time in a live NFL game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
When
I
you're
agree with
one
you,
hit
man.
away.
I agree with you. I hope the young man does well. You know, I'm a big fan of Browns quarterbacks once they leave the Browns. So I'm sure he'll do well once he gets off the Browns. But to your point, he's gonna have to show even if he doesn't win the game, he's got to show some life. You know, show something that people can look at and be like, oh wow, that was good.
Yeah.
You know, so that some other teams gives him a shot. Because
Well, if we're gonna be
I'm convinced the Browns are trying to for whatever reason, the Browns are
100%.
trying to sabotage this man's career.
100%. I mean, you saw how they were looking on draft day when they drafted him. Like, nobody in
Yeah.
that room was happy that they drafted him.
Mm.
But I would let me just be honest with you. So, realistic expectations probably should be set forth for him on Sunday because, again, you're only talking about a guy who's had a week's worth of practice with the ones. A
Yeah.
week.
Mhm.
The season's been going on since what? Since fucking August? And this is his first week.
We're week 12 right now. So
Week
yeah.
12. 1
Yeah.
week of practice. I mean, he's gonna look
Mhm.
better than what he did last week. I think that's fair to say. But like how much better do you expect him to be in 6 days?
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you only get 4 practices that week, and what? The practices are probably maybe 2 hours long. You get so many reps, and like, and I think the expectation for him to go in there and kill it on Sunday is astronomically high, and this ties back to the Browns mismanaging this whole fucking situation. It's
Yep.
just awful, man.
It's, I talked to Monster last week and I told him, well, first of all, the fact that, Stefanski was a subject of one of my Kiss My Grits, it says a lot. But
Yeah.
I told him, I said, this is the same organization that went 0-16 and 1-15. And even with
Yeah.
those teams, I have never seen the quarterback room being mismanaged this terribly. Even amongst those, like Hugh Jackson, even what he did with Baker Mayfield when he was first drafted, even with that
Yeah.
quarterback room was still managed 10 times, 20 times better than what Kevin Stefanski has done this year. It's ridiculous, right? And I say this too. What threw me, like, the whole timeline of all this, and you spoke to it very well, Mr. Rader. But the one thing that told me everything was when they initially traded Joe Flacco, and they were trying to identify who, what the pecking order was going to be after that. Now, like we figured it was going to be Dylan Gabriel, but it was like, oh, well, naturally it would be Shador. But they said, no, we're
Mhm.
thinking about, they mentioned Bailey Zappi, who was on the practice squad. I
Yeah.
was like, see, that told me everything I needed to know right at that point, because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you told us what the order was going into the season. Then now the situation has been moved around and all that type of stuff. And Andrew Berry did his stuff, like what you said in your speculation, that he did it on purpose. But it forced the issue, and it forced Stefanski's hand to reveal what his thought process is. And so now I was afraid for Dylan Gabriel, because he's going to be the victim in all of this, because he is
Yeah.
who he had nothing to do with all this other drama that has gone around. And it was going to get to the point where the offensive line might do an Olay, almost almost like what ended up happening with Shador when he took that shot directly when he came into the game. I thought that was
Yeah.
going to happen with Dylan Gabriel on purpose to get him out of the game and force the issue with Stefanski. That's all I was thinking that was going to happen, but it kind of naturally worked itself out, right? But
Yeah.
needless to say,
Well, when Dylan Gabriel comes back from concussion protocol next week,
Mhm. Yep.
who's starting? Do you think they're
Stefanski's
gonna
already said he is.
Yeah.
Stefanski already said Dylan Gabriel's their starter. He even said that while homeboy was in the concussion protocol, he wouldn't even say Shedeur Sanders' name
See
after
that,
that last game.
yeah. See the writing's already on the wall, but the other elephant in the room is Deshaun Watson, and I think that is what's
Oh, that
I think
fucking guy.
yeah. But when you're getting 237 million dollars fully guaranteed, that kind of forces the issue. And they still, I think their cap hit is still, if I'm not mistaken, like $86 million like next year. So again, he's untradeable. He's completely untradeable. So they don't have a choice. And Jimmy Haslam is not one of those types of owners that's just going to eat all that money, for the betterment of the overall team. He's just not going to do it. So I think that's the dream. I think that's the hidden reason why he's giving the marching orders to Stefanski the way he's doing it. And unfortunately, it comes at the it comes at the expense of Shedeur Sanders. Now in this Sunday, I think the funniest thing in the world, if he outplays Geno, that to me will make my hater heart proud. Because I can't
Mhm.
stand Geno Smith anyway. I
I
can't
can't
stand him.
either.
The
I
man can't
can't
tell
either.
time. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what
No.
he did in Seattle. He can't tell time. So I
He
will
need to
always.
start writing back.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I think yeah, I think it's come due. It's time for him to start writing back. But needless to say, I want him to outplay him at minimum, whether they win or lose a game or not. Just
Can
put
you
good tape out there, and hopefully it will generate some sort of buzz and get him off under Cleveland. Because if the longer he stays there, the more he gets corrupted, and it'll probably end up being a bad for his career.
I just want y'all to imagine just for a moment if he does go there and balls out and is better than Geno. Oh,
Whew.
the music is just gonna be wonderful because everybody's gonna be
Yes.
like, "Why didn't Tom Brady draft this guy?" I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it.
Yes. That'll be all the theater I need, man. And
Well,
to be honest with you, if I'm not mistaken, I think Monster, our very own Monster, I think he's going to that game. I think he's
Oh,
going.
really?
Oh, yeah. So I think he's going to witness the it's going to witness the Shedeur Sanders show for like live and in person. It's going to be like
Mhm.
you're going to have Cleveland folk mad, right? You're going to have Cleveland folk
Yep.
mad, and you're going to have Raider folks mad. Like
Yep. Well,
I want it so bad, dude.
you know what I just thought of too? This would be another benefit if Shedeur balls out. Then we'll do that trade that I tried to trade him Shedeur Sanders. You might do it after if he has a good game. So there's a lot from this game that will win.
Oh my goodness.
You
Well,
know?
I'm not gonna ask what you requested in return. But I'm not
Oh,
gonna ask.
nothing unreasonable. Nothing unreasonable. It was a 1-for-1 trade for a wide receiver, but other than that, it was good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you never know, man.
I
It might tug
agree
at his
with you. I
heartstrings.
hope he balls out against the Raiders, and that way it makes it hard for them to sit him back down. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be a long Thanksgiving for Stefanski, boy. I
Yep.
can't.
But he knows he's
Oh,
safe, man. The owners had to have told him that his job is safe because what other coach in the history of the NFL could get away with something like this?
I mean, you're
And
right.
also given their record.
Yeah. But you're
I didn't
right.
know. Like who pissed and who's cornflakes? Like what? I don't understand that.
Andrew Berry, there's a story out there that Andrew Berry drafted Shador when he wasn't supposed to. And if
Yeah.
you go back to the interview that Haslam gave, he said, if you would have told me Shedeur Sanders would be on our team and he'd be there in the 5th round, I would say, no way. Not going to happen at all. He didn't mean it as thinking that Shedeur was going to be drafted before that. He meant it as, no, this dude's not going to be on our team no matter what. Go back and watch that. You'll see. You'll see. So Andrew Berry pulled the trigger and did that. So that's why Andrew Berry traded away Flacco and fucking Pickett so he could force the issue.
Yeah.
Because but again, the only people who know are the people in that building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what stinks is if it's Stefanski, like, okay, if they don't win another game, how in the world could you still say that this man is safe? Like that's unfathomable to me. Like
Haslam. That's
Dable
why.
got fired. Dable got fired, and he had something working with Jackson Dart.
Still, Jimmy
Like-
Haslam, bro. That's why.
Oh my God, it's man.
One of the worst owners next to Snyder is Haslam.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Well, just a side note, we definitely, we went down a rabbit hole on that one, but just real quick about the Lions and how they screwed this game up. Dan Campbell, I love you, brother. I love you. But the over aggressiveness, man, was completely unnecessary. Going for it on 4th down 5 times all over the field when your defense was actually playing well against this team was inexcusable. I fault him for this loss. I really, really do. We could have if we converted, 2 or 3 field goals, guess what? That's 9 points, 18-16, game over. Like, it's just, man, I don't know. We're all in San Antonio. If y'all would have listened closely, you probably would have heard a giant, what the fuck are you doing? Coming hit somewhere in the airwaves. That was me yelling at my TV about what Dan Campbell was doing on 4th down. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is 2021 all over again. Why are we doing this? Our team is a lot better. We don't have to do that all the time. People know we go for it on 4th down now, guys.
Yeah,
People know it.
But what I was What I will push back on, and then you watch way more of your lines than I do, but like you said, that's kind of in their DNA. That's what they do. They've got a lot of wins out of doing stuff like that. So sometimes this stuff doesn't work, right? Like, but it seems like for the Lions, going for it on fourth and doing those ballsy plays works out far more than it hurts you.
Yes.
So
Yes, it does. But there's certain teams where you can't you pay double for doing those things.
saying
And
sometimes you got to pay for the good and the bad.
right, yeah, it's kind of like some NBA teams you live by the three, die by the three. It's
Yeah,
kind of like that.
yeah.
But again, when it comes to the NFL and it's a tight nip and tuck type game, and the first two times you went for it on fourth down, one was an actual play and the other was a fake punt, and neither one of them worked. That should have told you right then, okay, we need to stop this, especially when the defense still bowled their back and only allowed a field goal on those missed fourth downs. Like that should tell you, like, okay, our defense is capable, but we need to give them some cushion and get some points on the board, at least until we get our offense, together, which also never happened. So it was disappointing. It's one that got away, and now we've lost pace in the division. We're probably being a wild card team now. It's probably a lock at this point, unless something catastrophic happens with everybody else. But I feel sorry for the Giants. We're going to beat the shit out of them this week. So, but then we have yeah, but then we had the Packers. We had the Packers on Thanksgiving, so we got to get ready for that. So that's all I got on the Lions side of things. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
So I'm gonna do a left turn on you real quick. Hope you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm flipping through these channels and I'm seeing here that Arizona State has 41 and Colorado has 17, and there's a minute and 20 left in the ball game.
Oh no.
So
Oh boy.
this puts them at 3-9, I think, or 3-8, 3-9, 3-9. This ain't looking good, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put them at 3-8. They'll be 3-8. Ooh, man, that's tough. Anyway,
It's
I
gonna
just
be
saw
hard
that.
going to AD's office on that one.
Yep. Because I guess they just showed a stat on here, and under Deion Sanders, they're 16 and 19, but the last 6 seasons they've only had 21 wins. 6 seasons before Deion got there.
Yeah.
In
Well,
6 years, they've only had 21 wins before Deion got there.
Yeah,
So,
That's not,
however you
that's why he is not. I don't think there's a chance that they get rid of Dion at Colorado. What the more likelihood would be Dion leaving Colorado for somebody else.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to do that now.
The problem is his record. I don't know who's going to take him. Like
Florida State,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe.
Florida.
It's got to be his alma mater or Florida somewhere.
Yeah. Look, especially with all these SECs, Arkansas would take him.
Hell, we
When you-
would.
Yeah, see, there's
No, we
there's
wouldn't.
there's a few SEC teams that look his way.
I said no. I said no, we wouldn't.
No,
I don't want Deion Sanders as our coach. Look, no offense to Deion, but this is his first time coaching, and he hasn't exactly impressed me at Colorado.
This is not his first time
First time
coaching, but it's
coaching.
his first time in this
Division One.
Division 1.
Yeah,
But he's been successful everywhere else, from high school, middle school,
Get that.
HBCU.
I get it,
to-
and I know you got a man crush on him.
It's not about him.
I'm
It's
just
about a
not as
man crush,
I'm just not as impressed with Coach Prime as you are. I
See,
would much
this
I
is
would
the
much rather
SEC
have
talking.
I would much rather have an established coach. That's just me talking.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I think if he
And
was,
I don't think he would fit at Arkansas. He's way
Well,
he's
that's fair.
he's too flashy
that's-
for that.
That's fair.
He would fit better out of Florida State or Miami
That's fair.
or like I don't know, a flashier school. I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I understand
that's
that.
Fair. That's fair.
but
Point.
but here's why I think an SEC team would give him a look, because they know it's freaking Colorado. You can't get players up there, and the nil issues and the boosters. their program is not as resourceful as far as money goes as compared to some of the top 20 in the country.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
they have to know that, right? And they know that Dion can get talent because he got Juju to flip to go to Colorado over USC. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he can recruit. He can get dudes. They just most of these dudes they can't. They're getting paid more at other schools.
I get
I
that.
will say,
And let me caveat. I saw something where the they had a list of people that Arkansas was looking at for head coach, and one of the people that popped up was Ed Orgeron. Okay, if it's between Ed Orgeron and Coach Prime, please give me Prime. Please, please. You know, like I don't want that. I don't want the water boy assistant coach dude coaching at Arkansas.
Do you know what his record is, my friend?
I
He's a really good coach.
I know Ed Orgeron can coach his ass off, but every time that dude talks, I just want to clear my throat. Like I
It
just
sounds
can't.
like Boomhauer.
It's like I'm like, clear your throat, damn it. You know, like I can't stand it, man. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
and
I know. I
that's
completely.
coming from somebody with a deep voice. Like, but
yeah.
still, like
Clearly, Woo Pig, you have standards. That's basically what you're telling us. You have
man.
football standards.
And you know what? And this sounds weird, but can I please get a head coach that's not fat? Our last 4 head coaches have been fat asses, and it hadn't worked out. And every time I see an up and coming like superstar coach, they're all thin and athletic, and I'm just like, maybe there's a correlation or something there, you know? Like, you know,
No more coaches that want Tyson's fried chicken.
yeah, you know, just I'll even accept a dad bod at this point. Like, but good lord,
That's funny as hell. Oh,
Or at least
UTSA dropped a 51-point burger on EW. All right. That's pretty
nice.
good. Oh, Houston lost. Oh shit.
oh, did they? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Oh,
Yep.
boo.
Houston
Man.
lost.
yeah.
Sorry,
I mean,
I just
TCU's
pushed
not a
you.
bad team. I know they're not ranked right now, but they're not a bad team. So
Yeah.
Well, we're full of rabbit holes tonight. But anyway, yeah, so that took care of week 11. We can take care of week 12 real fast. So the Steelers are going to the Bears. The Steelers are ranked 16 and the Bears are ranked 15. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites in this game. Aaron Rodgers, he's a little hurt. He has his left wrist has a fracture in it, and he says he's still going to play. But on the flip side,
Here's a
the
boo-boo.
Bears on defense, yeah, a little boo-boo. But the Bears on defense, their starting linebacking core is all out. TJ Edwards, Tremont Edwards, and I can't think of the other guy, but their starting 3 linebackers are all out for this game. So
I still think that the Bears are going to pull out a win. Just me. I know I jumped
What are
ahead, but
you smoking?
I mean,
they're,
as much as
if Aaron freaking Rodgers has a broken wrist.
But it's
yes,
his
but it's not
non-throwing.
throwing hand. That's
Well,
the thing.
you still got to hold the ball with 2 hands.
Agreed. But well, yes. Yes.
The Bear,
If I'm TJ Watt, I'm swapping that. Well, not TJ Watt. If I'm Josh Sweat, I'm smacking that left wrist as much as I possibly can. But yeah, but I just feel like this is going to be one of those Mike Tomlin, you know what I mean? Like Mike Tomlin specials where he just squeezes one out where he shouldn't be winning. Yeah, I just do. And Caleb Williams hasn't impressed me this season. He just hasn't. So between those 2 things, I think the Steelers are going to come up with the upset here.
I didn't know about the defensive players being out when I made this prediction, but you know, they are at home. It's not like the Steelers are world beaters this year. So,
No.
and coming into this, the Bears defense has started to look better. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna stick with my pick just because I made it. I'm gonna say Bears 23, Steelers 17.
yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers. I'll take them 24-21, but the Bears are a fraudulent 7-3 team. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. They only have 3 losses. They're fraudulent as hell, and I dare any Bears fan to tell me otherwise. But they're fraudulent as hell. So unfortunately, it's making me have to back up again Aaron Rodgers' team. I totally hate this scenario. But anyway, what you got, Mr. Raider? What do you think?
I think the Steelers win this, and I think it's going to be 17-12 Steelers. And I think it's going to be come down to the defense. The Steelers are going to do it. I don't think the offense is going to look too good because of Aaron Rodgers' boo-boo.
All right, let's go on.
Okay. The number 4 Indianapolis Colts going to the number 9 Kansas City Chiefs in this one. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites. And I believe there was a news report about Daniel Jones having some sort of, I think, like an ankle injury or something. But look, I've been saying all year, I've had my doubts about the Colts. The Chiefs are in dire straits now. Their backs are officially against the wall to not make the playoffs. They're at home. There's always some sprinkle of home cooking by the refs somehow, some way. And that's what I'm going to bank on here. I don't like it. I don't want it to happen, but I just feel like they're going to do whatever they can. Because one thing you don't want is a Patrick Mahomes team going through the rest of the schedule in December, and they have no entertaining games to interest people. So I'm thinking the Chiefs will beat the Colts, and I think it's going to be a blowout, 30-20.
Well, I was right there with you. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout per se, but I do think, I agree with your points. The Chiefs' wall, or they're at home, their backs are against the wall. Mahomes even came out and said like they're in playoff football because they have to win going forward to even make the playoffs. So. Yeah, I agree. I think the Chiefs 30, Colts 24. So
I got the Chiefs winning this game. I think they're going to stop the run. They're going to make Danny Dimes look like Danny Nichols again. And Mahomes is going to pull it out. So I think it's going to be 27-17 Chiefs, as much as I hate the freaking Chiefs.
Yeah. I think we all agreed there. All right. And then last game will be the number 11 Tampa Bay Bucks going to the number 1 Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7-point favorites in this one. The Rams, they beat the Seahawks last week, and then the Bucks, they came off a loss against the Bills. But I think I was afraid that the Bucks, their magic was running out, and I think the free fall is just going to continue here. But I think it's going to actually cost them because, surprisingly, the Carolina Panthers are actually nipping at their heels for the division. So I got the Rams blowing them out. I got this 35-17. Yeah, and I Stafford's he's been balling all season. I don't see a reason why it should stop now. And unfortunately, Baker doesn't have enough horses and enough weapons to go up against this team. So
yeah, I tend to agree. I think the Rams are going to win this. The Bucks are still hurt. Bucky Irvin still isn't back. So, and they're at the Rams, right? So,
yes.
if you look at the Bucks, they have one of the easiest schedules on the back end. So I think this is their last really tough game, and then they move into the easiest part of their schedule. So I agree. I think that the Rams are going to cover, and they're 27-20, and I don't think it's going to matter one bit because the Buccaneers are going to win most of the games going forward after this game, and win their division. So that's my take.
I got Rams by 10.
Yeah. Okay. I will ask. This is not part of the games of the week, but I have to ask. Cowboys, Eagles. Do y'all of the three of us, does anybody else think that the Cowboys actually might win the game?
I think they could win it. They could.
Yeah, maybe.
Because here's why. Because Dak Prescott has proven this year that he can throw the ball to almost anybody on his team, right? So can Jalen Hurts say the same thing? I'm not sure. So I think that alone right there is probably give the edge to the Cowboys slightly. But I don't think it's going to be like a blowout on either side or anything like that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Who's favorite? Who's favored to win right now?
I want to say last I checked, the Eagles are up. I think they're a 3-point favorite. I think.
Okay.
I'll double check real quick.
Fuck it. I'll choose the Cowboys as an upset pick. How about that?
Yeah, it's not official here. It was just a general, general question. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, Philly's a 3-point favorite. Look, I don't. The only reason I brought this up is because I never seen so much hype being given to a team for beating the Raiders. Like I've never seen so much momentum being given to a team that beat the Raiders. Like it was practice. It was simulated practice in my personal opinion. It was nothing to brag about. It was nothing to brag about, but it's like all
It
of a
was
sudden, like,
bad.
oh, we could make a run. Oh, the Cowboys can actually make the playoffs. Oh man, it could be. I'm like, see, again, the Delulu lemonade comes right back in again, and they get this infusion, and it's like, oh my God, Quentin Williams can do anything, and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, and then the Eagles gonna
It
come
was
in
the
here.
Raiders, for God's sakes.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like y'all, y'all put them to bed, halftime, and now everybody think, oh, they can go on a run. No, it's the freaking Raiders, man. And it was Geno Smith on one leg. Oh my God, it's like your defense still stinks. If the Eagles can have any modicum of a game plan, they can actually still compete with this team, and their defense is just as good as Dallas's. And their defense is still not that great. I don't care. You can still pass on them. So, like, what are we talking about? It just boggles the brain of how much hype this team gets all the time. I just want them to lose so people and so the Cowboys fans can go right back to sleep until 2026. Can't stand it. And I hate the Eagles too, by the way. I really do.
Hater with facts, hating on teams, I never would have guessed.
Yeah, so this brings us to our week 12 sleepers, studs, duds, and upsets. And the current standings as of right now, Mr. Raider, you are in first place with 16 points.
Oh shit!
Wow. All right. Angry Joy is second. He has 14. And there is now a two-way tie at third with myself and Woo Pig at 13 points. And Tony Tanks is right there with 12. So, yeah. So, I need points again. So, I'll go ahead and reveal mine first. So, my sleeper of the week is Darnell Washington, tight end of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We talked about this in the previous segment. The Chicago Bears linebacking core is completely replaced with backups. So the best positions that should be able to take advantage of that are the tight ends and running backs. And so I think Darnell Washington, with the way he likes to bully people, being 6'7", 350 pounds, I think he should be able to put up some numbers this week. Sticking to the tight ends again, my stud of the week is A.J. Barner of the Seattle Seahawks. He's been putting up some very decent numbers in the last couple of weeks. I believe they're playing Tennessee this week. So again, should be a bar burner for them. Sam Darnold has to get back on track. So what better way to do that is to get the ball to your tight end. My dud of the week is T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're playing the Patriots this week. And because Jamar Chase can't keep his saliva in his mouth, he is not playing in this game. And so that means Christian Gonzalez gets to stick with T. Higgins all game. So this is all Jamar Chase's fault. I'm putting him here. And my upset of the week is the Arizona Cardinals. They are 2.5-point favorites. They're at home, going up to. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. I think this is going to be one of those games where Trevor Lawrence shows his ass and it's going to cost them a game. So that's my takes for week 12. We don't have Angry Joey and we don't have Tony with takes this week. So we'll go with our leader for this week. Mr. Raider, take us away.
Okay, so my sleeper is Zach Charbonnet. I think he's gonna have a pretty good game. And then my stud, I think, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is I had Dak Prescott written down as my stud.
What?
I might want to
No.
check that though to see if I'm within the rules on that one.
That should not qualify. Dak Prescott
Is he 7 or 8?
He is 10 for this week. So yeah, he does not qualify.
Yeah, because he has to be 12 outside of the 12. Okay, so I'll come back to who that is, but my dud, I think, is going to be Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to have just a dud of a game. And then my upset pick, I picked the Cowboys to win. I think that was. And then I'll come back after Woo Pig with my stud.
Okay.
All right. So my sleeper is Alec Pierce, wide receiver for the Colts. He's developed into more than just a deep threat. He's got quite a bit of the snap count under his belt. So I know Kansas City has an elite secondary, but they tend to show cracks. And if they try and target, the short game, then it could open it up for Alec Pierce. So he is my sleeper for the week. My stud is Sam Darnold. I think that he's going to have a bounce back week playing against the Tennessee defense. He had a poor showing last week, but as we discussed earlier, playing against Tennessee, I think he's going to have quite a week. So that's who my stud is. My dud is Ashton Genty. He's a star rookie, but
What a safe pick.
Yeah, that's weak sauce,
That just
man.
makes you want to throw up.
I'm on the Tony will take side on this, man.
The Browns, they're good against the run. In fact, I think they're leading the league. So I'm gonna
That's
say that
picking a man while he's down, dude. Wrong as hell, man. But go ahead. You do it. Oh my god. Okay.
Anyways, his upside appears limited this upcoming week. So I'm gonna say he's gonna be our dud.
Mm.
And then to add more salt to the wound, my upset pick of the week are the Cleveland Browns over the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I think the Browns match up well against them, and I think they're gonna have a good game against the Raiders this week. So I think the Browns win this game 24-20, and that's my upset of the week.
Híjole. My stud is Jordan Addison. I'm gonna pick Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison, okay.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get some targets. He's probably gonna have at least a touchdown and 70, 65 plus yards receiving.
Okay.
Hey man, it's just hey, we were talking about it. We want Shador to have a good week. So
yes, we do.
Yep, we did.
Yeah,
We did say that.
So
we did.
So I'm
All right.
I'm gonna say the Browns are gonna do it.
Yeah, but you're Ashley Genty pick. That's weak sauce. I'm not gonna let that go.
Yeah, it is. Like you picked like one of the ranked last teams in rushing to pick their running back is gonna be a dud. I mean,
you're gonna pick a dude that's coming off of 6 carries for 7 yards. You're gonna say, "Oh, I think he's gonna be dud of the week." Get out of here, dude.
Man,
that's the coward pick of the week. That's what that is.
Oh shit!
Hey, what did you say? What'd you say? Hey, man, I need points.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, if that completes the NFL stuff, then
Yes.
if anybody got anything else on NFL,
no, sir.
you good, Will Pig? Is he still on?
Yes, I said I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
hear you now.
can't.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move to this is the point or part of the show where we do an Alamo Minute, or if you want to shout out a person, a business, something positive that happened to you, no matter what it is, that's what this is for. Or if you have a Kiss My Grits, that's somebody or something or person, entity, whatever, no matter what it is on the planet that is annoying or ticking you off or doing something out of pocket, that's your moment to call them out. So let's go ahead and go with the originator of this Kiss My Grit segment, Hater Effects.
Oh man, I'm about to show my objectivity on this show. JJ McCarthy. we're gonna need you to come down to the
Oh,
congregation.
I gotta hear this. What did he do?
Yeah, JJ, you're my Michigan guy. All right, you've done a lot of things in college, and you parlayed that to a top 10 selection in the NFL draft in 2024. We're very proud of you for that. But your performances has been so up and down, so terrible that there should be no reason why you should have any nickname whatsoever. But the fact that you nicknamed yourself 9, that's this alter ego or something, sir. You have a completion percentage of 52.9%, sir. You don't even have 9 games played, and you're gonna nickname yourself 9? Well, let's do it German style. 9. No, you should not be doing that. This is ridiculous. Okay, you need to go back, Kevin O'Connell. This is a little bit of Chris My Grits for you too, because you're supposed to be coach of the year last year. You took it from my coach last year, even though you lost to him twice. But I digress. JJ, I need you to pick it up, because the interactions that I'm seeing, or the responses that I'm seeing, and the behavior that I'm seeing from Justin Jefferson does not bode well for you. If you want to have a productive career, you need to get in your playbook. You need to be looking at your all 52 or all 22 tape, all right? And turn it around, and turn it around quickly, or you're going to be shown the door faster than you can say Shador Sanders, okay? And before you do that, kiss my grits. Boom!
All right. Do you have an Alamo minute, or you good?
Nope, I have no. The only Alamo minute I have is happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there and under the sound of my voice. Hopefully, you'll have peaceful breaking of bread with all your family members and your friends, and everybody gets to their destinations and gets back home safe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Boo Pig, you have a Kiss My Grits or an Alamo minute?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay. Well, I have a Alamo minute and a Kiss My Grits. I'm gonna go with the Alamo minute first. Now I'm gonna go with the Kiss My Grits first. It's the Stefanski. Come on down here. I got something to say to you.
Woo! Oh, come
Stefanski, 2-time Coach of the Year, Stefanski. You can kiss my excuse me. You can kiss my grits. I'm already getting hot before I can get through my segment.
We'll take
The
your
way
time,
that
brother.
you handled Shador, the way that you didn't give him any reps as the number 2 when you gave Dylan Gabriel reps as the number 2 when he was backing up Joe Flacco, just says everything I need to know about you. You fucking sabotaging motherfucker. It's
Ooh.
hard for people even just to make it to the NFL, let alone start or play in a position or even just stay in the league. So you're fucking with somebody's future, something that they worked hard for, something that they had success in, and you are damaging the rest of your team by not getting this guy ready, regardless of how you feel about him. These are the cards that you have. You need to fucking play them. Quit being a little bitch. Man up, say his name, and get him ready so you guys can actually start winning something. Otherwise, you're always going to be in the trash bin. So until that happens, until you start winning and preparing Shador, come down here, pucker up, and kiss my fucking grits. Now, on a lighter note, on the Alamo Minute side, I just want to shout out all my friends, family, people who have supported the channel and listening on Apple and giving me feedback and questioning whether one of our cast members, where is he from? Is he 6'7", 6'8" defensive tackle from Alabama? I was like, nope, that's just Boo Pig. Um, and I want to shout out my auntie. Yes, Boo Pig is married. You can't just back off. His wife threatened me last weekend. She threatened me. So
Oh,
and then the last
Oh, my
thing is look, when everybody's meeting with their family, keep politics out of the Thanksgiving table.
Oh,
Just talk
100%,
about
yes.
each other.
Yeah.
Talk about the
Yes, please.
food. Talk about what's going on in their lives. Talk about sports. Do anything besides politics. And I don't care what political side of the spectrum you're on. Just enjoy each other. That's all.
Absolutely. Yes,
That's all
yes,
I have.
yes. Yes.
Okay, well, that concludes the episode. But before we completely sign off, Hater with Facts, tell them how they can get a hold of us and how they can ingest our content.
Yes, sir. So you can catch us on audio from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Overcast at The 210 Show. We also are on YouTube at The 210 Show Pod. And while you're there, there's a Discord link that you can join us there. You can leave a like, leave a comment, and please share it with a friend. That it will help us out greatly. And if you want to hit us up on email, there's a J at the210show.com or hater, H8R with FAQS at the210show.com.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you for your support. Like and subscribe whenever you get an opportunity to. We really appreciate that. And take care of each other, love each other, and God bless.
Whoop it.